Hi guys, my name is Mago, or you can call me as Stephanie. I'm here to talk about episode 7, I'm pretty sure, of Big Brother season 26. If you like Big Brother and you like my videos, then please hit the like button, subscribe, and maybe leave a comment down below. I don't know, saying who your favorite player or who you want to win down below. My phone is at like 2%. Hopefully it won't die because I have my notes on there. But this episode was chaotic and I loved it. I loved every second of it. um, so yeah, let's move. Let's start the video. So Kenny, Big Brother is really hiding the fact that he wants out. They keep showing us confessions of him being so excited, like not wanting to leave. But we, the feedsters, we know. Or just people who keep up on TikTok, or not TikTok, um, Twitter, or keep up because they watch podcasts. We all know, maybe not the Facebook people, but the rest of us, we know Kenny doesn't want to be there. Kenny wants out. But the show is trying to make it seem like he wants to be there. Um, we find out that Quinn and Brooke, they're, well, first of all, they're in the Pentagon, the alliance with the three C's, and them two. But they realize that they're at the bottom. It's Chelsea, Cedric, and Cam on top, and then Quinn and Brooklyn are at the bottom. They realize this. So they're not taking this alliance too seriously. Like, they're in it, but they're it's not top priority, you know. Um, Quinn, Chemo, and T-Core, they create a alliance together, and they call it the Visionaries. I'm liking this alliance. I really like this alliance. I mean, I liked the Pentagon too, but finally, T-Core and Chemo are in the game. Before it was just like them two by themselves. But with like adding Quinn, like this could make them the move. This could further them into the game, and I'm all for it. I want to see Chemo like longer in the game. I want him to be part of jury if he doesn't win. I want him part of jury. T-Core, I want her to be part of jury if she doesn't win. I want to see more of these people. I know I said that Cam, my guess was that Cam and Angela could win. Angela is looking bleak because it's looking like everyone just wants her to leave. If not, they're just gonna keep using her as a pawn. I don't know if how she would win if she was always a pawn. I don't know. Um, it's not looking good for Angela to win the game. And then Cam, he's just boring. Is he there? Not really. Like he's just alliance meeting? I'll sit there. I'll say a few words and I'll sit there. Like he's not really contributing much in the like he's not even in the show really. So I'm cool with Cam leaving before jury, honestly. But yeah, Quinn, Chemo, Tikor, they create the Visionaries. We get a little segment of Quinn basically saying like he's in this alliance, he's in this alliance, he's in this alliance, he's got this final two, he's got this final two. Like Quinn is in a lot. He realizes this. At least I'm glad he realizes that this is kind of a problem, because he was just like, is this gonna be an issue later on? Probably. But right now he's cool. Um, Lisa, at some point after she gets nominated, she talks to Chelsea, and she's sitting on top of the counter, and so is Chelsea. She's sitting on another counter, but Chelsea has slippers on. She has slippers on. Lisa doesn't, and I don't think she's had slippers on maybe the entire day. And her feet are so dirty. They're so dirty that production was like, we're not showing this on live TV. We're not showing this on TV. We're not going to show this to all of America and to everyone else in the world who is watching Big Brother. So every clip of her that we show is either going to be like from here and up, or if her feet are in the picture, it'll be whenever she's got them tucked behind, like tucked underneath, so you can't really see the soles of her feet. Because brother, sister, mother, father, like those feet were dirty. They were dirty where like she had to have felt the grime. Cause like I mean we've all been kids where we were playing outside for a long time and we were barefoot. So like I think we've all felt the where your feet were so dirty, you're like, oh, I have to wash my feet. And that's how dirty I feel like her feet were. I feel like she could feel that her feet were dirty. At least I feel like she probably could feel that. But I guess she didn't care. Um the reason other than the feet that I brought that up was Lisa brought Chelsea into the storage room because she wanted to make sure that she wasn't the target. And Chelsea confirmed to her that she was not the target, that it was either Kenny or Angela, depending on who won veto, who won the AI arena, that it was them. And she Chelsea just went, oh. And yeah. Okay, so I haven't talked about this in the prior videos, but I really did want to talk about it. If I have mentioned it, it was like brief and I didn't really go into it. But um Big Brother production has been, when it comes to the feeds, they've been cutting and like stopping the feeds where we can't see anything, and they put the "we'll be back soon" sign, or they'll they'll put the pets um on the screen so we can't see what's happening. And one of the things that happened was there was a big Lisa and I wasn't gonna bring this up, but there was a big Lisa and Angela fight that we did not see, and we still don't know anything about that, but I don't think we ever will. Um, but the fight that I want to bring up today is she had an argument with Angela had an argument with Quinn, and T-Core gets into it at one point. Um, but we didn't see much. We just saw like a second, and then it went to "we'll be back soon." Um, but in this episode, we finally get clarification on what that was. So the first, okay. So what happened was, sorry, I had to take a second to read. Um, what happened was that Angela is a very paranoid woman. She's a very paranoid player. of Big Brother, and she was at the kitchen, and she was just sitting there or standing, she was something, and she could see outside. She could see the backyard. And in the backyard, she saw people hanging out at the hammock, and the people that were hanging out in the hammock were Cam, Chelsea, Thecor, and Cedric. So when she looked out there, she got a little suspicious, and for some reason, she decided to go to Quinn, and Quinn was all the way in the living room, so she walked past the kitchen, walked past the dining table, walked further, and then got to Quinn, and she whispered to Quinn and said, "Go look outside to the go look at the backyard, just from the door. Go look, go look. That's the group." That's what she said. She said, "That's the group." So Quinn, he gets up after Angela leaves. He gets up, he goes and he looks at the backyard, and he sees Decor. He sees other people, but the main person that he noticed was Decor, or the only one that he really cared about at least. So later on, he goes and tells um well, first he's talking in a confessional, and he's like, Angela is a alliance bomb. She will destroy anything. He explained that if your alliance is a city, Angela is Godzilla, and she's coming to attack and destroy. So he immediately wanted to tell T Core about what Angela said. So Quinn tells T Core word for word that Angela, what she saw them, the group, and she claimed that's the group. And he said that. He said, Angela said, that's the group. Now, the setting was where it wasn't a one on one. I think Joseph was there and Kimo was there. But the conversation they were having was about Angela, and it was about how Angela is chaotic, and the blow ups she does, and the parent that she's paranoid. So it had the reason Quinn brought it up at that moment was because, I mean, for one, he trusts Tikor and Kimo. Joseph, I'm not sure about, but he wanted they've been trying to talk to each other. Like when Quinn did come outside to the backyard, they're like, yes, finally. Like they've been trying to talk, but without a bunch of people. So once they finally had a moment to talk, that's why, and especially because they were already talking about Angela, Cohen wanted to bring up to T-Core what Angela said, because he's worried about T-Core. He doesn't want someone to be targeting T-Core. So T-Core then takes it to Cedric. And this when Tico tells Cedric they were in the sky mountain room, and she was folding clothes or something, and it was the morning after Quinn told her, and she was whispering to him, and she said word for word that Quinn told her that Angela told him, or she reminded him, when we were out there in the hammock and we were talking, and and I said, I forgot a part, but I'll say it after. Um, we were out there as a group. We were just hanging out, and Angela, she saw us, and she told Quinn, "That's the group." Quotations. That's the group. That's what she said. Cedric heard that and was like, okay, okay. Because this is what I forgot to say mention before. Um, in this episode, we see what they were talking about. Do we know that this was what they were talking about whenever Angela was claiming that's the group? We don't know. We don't know if that was mentioned way before, or if that was mentioned way after, or maybe it was they were right when like this conversation was happening was also when Angela was claiming that they were a group. Um, but the conversation was where Tikor and the rest of them, they were saying like having another black winner would be really cool. Like, let's have another black winner. And they were saying like that they would have each other's backs. No confirmation of like this is an alliance, nothing like that. They were just saying that they would have each other's backs. We do know that the triple C's do exist, like they're an alliance, but to T Core, they're not an alliance. They're just they're just gonna watch each other's backs, like yeah. Um, and in that conversation, T Core says we kind of just we have to be careful about how we look though. We don't want people to see us and be thinking that maybe we're doing another cookout, or like that we're yeah, that we're doing another cookout. Like we don't want people thinking that, so like we can't be always meeting. So to find out that while they were maybe having that conversation, but while they were in that hammock, that's like that group together, uh Angela was already saying that's the group. Um but yeah, back to Tikor told Cedric, and then Cedric told uh, the episode wise they skip the rest of this and move on to something else, but I'm gonna just finish it. I'm gonna just finish this situation now. Okay, so Cedric, after Tikor tells him, I don't know how long afterwards, but he tells Chelsea, and Chelsea and but this is where the telephone game goes like it usually goes, and the information gets a little skewed. Instead of quoting Angela word for word, he quotes her badly. He says that Tikor told him that Quinn told her that Angela went up to Quinn and said that and said that that's the group we have to watch out for. That's the group we have to watch out for. That is not what Angela said. But that is how they're picking it up. That is how Quinn and Tikor took it. They took it as bad. They did not take it as like, oh, a good thing. They took that as she's pointing us out as a group that we had to watch out for. Um, so Chelsea gets this information and she's like, uh-uh, I'm going straight to the source. I'm gonna go to Angela and find out what she's saying, because if she's saying this, I need to know why. Um, so the Cedric and Chelsea conversation was pretty short. Maybe it was longer, but in the show at least it was short. Um, Cedric leaves, and then we get the scene where Angela comes to the HOH room and Chelsea's talking to Angela, and Chelsea's like, I've been hearing from a little bird, like I she didn't say who, but she said, I've been hearing from people that you saw, I can't remember if she said if you saw Cam, Cedric, like if she named them all off, but that you saw us and that you were saying that that's a group we gotta watch out for. And Angela immediately is on the defensive and she's like, oh my god, who's like, who told you that? And Chelsea was just like Chelsea was like that doesn't matter. Like she didn't want to say who told her. Um, but Angela was just like, Quinn, I believed him. How could he do this to me? So she wasn't denying. I mean, she wasn't technically um approving, like saying like, yeah, that's what I did, but she wasn't denying, and she's saying like, how could Quinn do that to me? Um, but she, I think Angela also says like, I would never go after you guys. Um, yeah, I would never go after you guys. She's just she doesn't deny it. So Chelsea tells her like, watch what you're saying, especially like I'm the HOH, like you don't want to be putting a target on yourself by talking about like the HOH and stuff like that. That got cut, and because cut short, or however long it was, I don't know. We didn't get all of this because they didn't show us all of this in the feeds. Like when this all was happening, the feeds were down for hours. Um, so after that, I think Angela immediately after talking to Chelsea goes downstairs, goes to the backyard, and we do see this clip, which is kind of shocking because like the feeds were down for a while. I'm surprised they even showed us this on the feeds, but Angela goes to the backyard, um, and she goes up to a group of them, and she says, "I just need to talk to Quinn." And Lisa's in this group. They're not even really like talking from what we see. Like they're just like hanging out, lounging. Um, and Quinn's like, "Oh yeah, of course." And so Quinn gets up and he starts walking inside, and then while they're walking inside, Angela turns and she's like, Lisa, wipe that stupid. Did I say Angela? Angela says, Lisa, wipe that stupid smirk off of your face. Whoa! If I was Quinn, I'd be like, oh, fuck me. What is about to happen? Like, what? Like, I'd be preparing myself. I'd grab the armor. I'd be like, oh no. If she's already bad mouthing her right now, like she's pissed off right now. Like what's going on? I'd be worried. Um, but after that, oh no, we get they go and they go to the bathroom. In the feed, so we see a little of this conversation. We see Tikor walk in, and then it cuts, and we don't see anything else, and we get no explanation for the longest because on the feeds, even when people start talking about Angela, just when they say Angela, cut. The fight, cut. Angela, cut. Angela, cut. Angela, cut. Angela, cut. Like that entire day, no one was allowed to talk about Angela. If they did talk about Angela, their feeds were cut, and I guess they were talking about Angela the entire day because we barely got any feeds that day. Um, but one thing I do gotta say is, damn, white women tears, white woman tears. I'll start it off from the beginning. In the bathroom, Angela sits down. Quinn doesn't sit down. He stays. He stays up because I think because he knows like this is not a sitting down situation. I gotta be able to dip. Um, but Angela confronts Quinn and says, "Who did you tell? Did you tell Chelsea? And what did you tell her?" And she says something like, "Just tell me, and I won't be upset. I won't be mad." And then she's like, "No, actually, I will be mad." Angela. And then Quinn says, "I told Tikor because you told me to look out there and I saw Tikor and I wanted Tikor to check back with you and make sure that you two were good. So I told Tikor because I like Tikor and us are we're cool, we're good. So I just wanted to make sure she was cool with you. So I told her that you said that's the group. That's it." And then she's like, "I don't believe you. I don't believe you. How could you do that?" And she's like, "That just doesn't, T-Core, that doesn't make sense. You and I and T-Core, we didn't have anything." And, and then T-Core, actually, she was part of the group. And whenever, I think once saw Angela snap at Lisa, that was a cue for her to get up. And she got up and she followed them. And she followed them all the way to the bathroom door, and she was eavesdropping. But I think once she heard her name, she was like, "I'm going in." So Tikor hears her name and she walks in, and uh she's like listening to them, and she like like they see her. And Quinn is like jumbling over his words, like he's just like Angela's crying, like not crying yet, but she's doing the like, "I just can't. Why would you do that? Like she doesn't want that and that." So Tikor steps in and she's just like, "Okay, just tell me, like, what did you mean by that? What did you mean by that's the group?" And Angela's just like, "I meant that's the group we need to get with. Like that's the group we need to work with. That's the group I want us to join." Angela, you think we're gonna believe that? You think anyone is gonna believe that? No. If you wanted to work with them, why didn't you just say that? Why didn't you just say that's the group we have to work with? You could have just said that. If you just say a blank statement like that's the group, and in the way like the way she said it too, it was not a happy-go-lucky that's the group. That's the group. That's the group. It was a that's the group. Look out the window. That's the group. That gives off like enemy. That's the group. That's the enemy kind of thing. But yeah, Angela, she's like dry, dry crying right now, where she's like I want to say she's sobbing, but there's no tears coming out. But she's like uh, T-Core tries to talk to Angela, and she's like saying like the implications of your words. Sometimes you have to watch what you say. And she said like she brings up with prior seasons, past seasons, um like BB 23 and BB 24, when you point out a group that's hanging out that is people of color, and Angela heard people of color and immediately was like, she would not let Tikor speak. And she was like, don't do that. Don't do that. Honey. Like, I don't know if she said honey or if she said sweetheart, but either or, I would have been pissed. If I was Tikor. But Angela's just like, don't do that. Don't bring that into this. Don't that has nothing to do with this. Um and Tikor's like she was like, no, I'm not trying to say that that's what you were doing. I'm not trying to say that you were trying to point out the Black Alliance. Like she doesn't even say that. She doesn't say the Black Alliance. But that's what she's like saying, you know? Like she's trying to tell Angela, I don't think you were trying to gun for the black people, like, or maybe I can say that better. I don't think you were trying to go after the Black Alliance, if there was even a Black Alliance. I just think that the way you, like, she was trying to say, the way you phrase things can imply, can make people think that that's what is going on with a group of people of color. But Angela was not hearing it. That's when like the dry heaving, the fake tears. Like I don't think they're real tears. I don't. I don't. When Angela starts like doing like, because this isn't the first time, but when Angela starts crying again, just like with Leah and MJ, MJ actually brought out the tears, but I don't believe them. I don't believe these white woman tears. Not for a second. Um, and neither does T Cork because once Angela it doesn't let her speak, like after like the second, third time, she was just like, I'm not doing this. She grabbed her hat, her sunglasses, put them on top, and was just like, I can't do this. And she walked up and left. And Quinn was just there standing. Angela and when Tikor walks away, Angela goes like, "Oh." She's just like she's shocked that Tikor walked off, walked away from the situation when like she's like Angela expected Tikor to just sit there and take the Angela crying sesh and just accept it and sit there and listen, even though Angela wouldn't listen to Tikor. Angela is shocked that Tikor walked away, says something to Quinn like, "Look what you did," or something like still blaming everything on Quinn. We get a clip of Tikor out like she goes outside to the backyard to where she was before, and we see Chelsea and Cam are there, and she's like Tikor is like walking in the backyard, and you can tell like you can, like the way she's walking, you can tell like something just happened, or like that she's upset, you know. And Chelsea says, "What's the vibe inside?" It's like she's trying to get what happened, like if something happened, and Tikor she says, "Why is a woman?" Or why is a grown woman, and that's in the feeds, it cut. We didn't see anything else again, um because we saw her walk outside. I think the feeds were brought back when she walked outside, but right when Tikor said, why is a grown woman, cut. But yeah, she said, why is a grown woman crying, making herself the victim? Speak on that. Speak. um and then I think Cam and Chelsea they asked like what, but they cut back to Angela because Angela walks out of the bathroom, is in the kitchen, sees Cedric. Cedric's like at the counter making a sandwich or something. I don't know. Cedric's there. Tucker's cooking in the back, and Angela like is like looks at him and she's just like, when I'm talking and I'm pointing out a group of people, race does not matter. Race has nothing to do with it. And then Cedra's like, uh huh, uh huh. And then she's like, I am not a racist. I am not a racist. Race will never have anything to do with it. Cedric, I love you. I love T-Core. I love everyone. And Cedric's like, I'm not calling you a racist. But it's like, Mama, I'm not calling you a racist. You're not a racist. I like, and when she's like, I love you, Cedric. He's like, I love you too. And then she grabs Cedric. She grabs Cedric like his shoulders, like grabs him, and she keeps repeating it. It's like, I love you, Cedric. I love you, Cedric. And she's just like, race has nothing to do with it. And you can hear Tucker in the back saying like, "Is like just breathe, like the game, the pressure, it's getting to all of us, like just breathe." And but he's still like cooking, doing what like um and Cedric, poor Cedric, is just like trying to console this old white woman claiming that she's being called a racist. And then they hug, and and he's just like, "It's okay, Mama. It's okay. It's okay, Mama." And then just Angela is like, I'm not a racist. I'm not. Okay. But that's how the Quinn and Angela fight went down. On the feedsters, we were no, well, not me. I didn't think it, but people were saying that they're pretty sure it had something to do with race, um because production is like that's probably why they took the feeds down, because it probably had something to do with race. Chelsea is, oh, actually I didn't mention this, because so the thing that I skipped was the veto comp. um they decided to put the veto comp in between all this chaos. um but the veto comp happened, and don't really have to, it had something, it had to do with billing and balance, and yeah, the winner ended up being Kenny, the person that no one thought would win, because he also wants to go home. If you want to go home, why are you winning the veto? Hmm? So yeah, he won the veto, so he's off the block. So Chelsea needs to find out who the hell is she gonna put on the block, because she doesn't want to make an enemy out of anyone. Not this early into the game. And basically Tucker ends up uh putting himself up, because he felt like he hadn't really talked the game to Chelsea, and he felt like him going to the HOH room and trying to have game talks with her would be like not legitimate, or like would just be like fake, and he didn't want that. Like he wanted her to know that he truly wants to work with her, so that's why he put himself up as an option for her to just put up if she was too scared to nominate anyone else, and she took him on that. And you know what? That better not backfire, because people are already saying that it's gonna backfire. People are saying, I don't know other contestants of Big Brother from the past, but like I guess there's this one guy who, oh no, Pooch. People are comparing him to Pooch. I do know who Pooch is. Pooch he like said, put me up next to Taylor. Obviously, I'm gonna be taken down. Like, obviously, y'all wouldn't evict me. And Pooch ended up getting evicted, and then Taylor ended up winning the whole show. So, because of the whole fiasco with Angela and Quinn, Angela is sour about Quinn in general now. Like, she doesn't mess with him. Cause she's like, he's what's that word? I don't really use this word a lot. Defamation? Defamation. You're saying you don't know the word defamation when you've been acting like a Karen almost this entire season, and it's only been what, 2 weeks? Defamation. So she said that she doesn't even fuck with him because he's defaming her with the whole she's going after black contestants when that's not even what he ever said. Um, but Angela is, because she's not on the side of Quinn anymore, she's contemplating telling people about his power. Yeah. Quinn really messed up by telling Angela about his power, but how would he have known? He just wanted to work with the first HOH, and he had no idea that the first HOH was gonna be a woman that did not know how to hold her tongue with anyone. Tuck, we get a scene of Tucker where Tucker is in the shower, and MJ and Brooklyn are also in the bathroom just hanging about. And Tucker ends up confronting MJ and saying, like, I know you have the power. Just say you have the power. And she's like, I don't have the power. And he's like, I know it's 2 votes too. And she's like, I do not have 2 votes. Which technically she doesn't have 2 votes. She does have the power though. Um and basically because of the confrontation, MJ ends up going later on taking talking to Tucker in the storage room, and she confirms to him that yes, she does have the power. She explains to him what the power does, but she kind of tweaks it a little bit. And she doesn't tell him that it's America who picks who's going to be on the block. And I think she lies about something else, but I can't remember what. So, but I do know that she didn't tell him that it's not just like that she doesn't get to pick, because I think he thought, oh, she gets off the block and she gets to pick who replaces her, or maybe the HOH gets to pick who replaces her. He thought something like that, but no, it's America who picks who's on the block. Um, so yeah, Tucker ends up finding out the truth, and he was right about MJ having the power. Um, Later on, it's like the morning of the the veto transfer or whatever day, where Kenny gets to pick if he's going to either use the veto or not use the veto. He ends up using the veto. Um, but the morning of, Tucker goes to Chelsea before it all happens and says, maybe instead of me, actually, you should just put up MJ because of her power. Like, she told me she has the power, and maybe we just need to get rid of this power and just put her up. Chelsea doesn't like this idea though because she doesn't want to make an enemy out of MJ because she's saying that if she puts up MJ and MJ uses her power, that means that she's now made an enemy out of MJ, and we don't know who America is gonna put up as the replacement. And at this point, Tucker's not really picking it up. I think Chelsea has to like really like explain, like she's just like, no, we don't pick who goes on the block. America does. And that's when Tucker realizes, oh, she lied to me. Because she definitely didn't tell me that America picks. And so Tucker finds out that MJ was lying. So that's probably even more of a reason where he wants to change Chelsea's mind and Chelsea to put and change. Can I speak words? Tucker wants even so because he learns that MJ lied to him or held the truth from him, part of the truth from him. That's even more of a reason as to why he would rather Chelsea put up MJ rather than him. Chelsea hears him out, but she is against it. They don't show us this, but she probably told Tucker, was like, Tucker, I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna like you already told me you're cool with it, right? And he said, yeah. And he probably said, yeah, I'm still cool with it if you want to put me down. Um, and she's like, well, I want to go with that. I don't want to change what we already had sent. So we get to the veto meeting, and Kenny says he's using the veto on himself. He gets off the block, and then Chelsea has to get up and she has to nominate her new nom, and she says that she is putting Tucker as the new nomination, the third nomination. And Tucker's all smiles sitting on that chair, on that, not chair, on that couch. And because he knows he's a pawn, at least for now. He's being told by everyone that they wouldn't vote for him, that they're either gonna vote out Angela or they're gonna vote out Lisa. That there is no way Jose that Tucker is walking out of those doors this week. That's what they say. So that's why he's sitting on that sofa, on that couch, happy, go lucky, with a grin on his face. And yeah, that's the end of the episode. A lot of people aren't happy with Tucker because he put himself up as a pawn, but I kind of get it. Would I do it? No, if I was there, I don't think I would. But I'm not in his position, so can I really say? Not really. Um, do I have anything else to say? Obviously, I would rather not Angela leave because Angela is one of my winner picks. But if she wins, that'd be shocking. If she wins, and I got my very first ever like pick right, my very first ever winner pick right. Well, let me add to that. I got my very first who's gonna be the first evicted right, and if I ended up getting my very first winner pick right, that'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. So cool. Okay, let me stop being cringe and just end the video. If you like the video, please like that button, click that button on the like what am I even trying to say? Like the video, please. If you want to leave a comment about something, maybe me stumbling over my words, go ahead, leave a comment. What else? Subscribe if you want to, please. Bye bye.